Okay, today's Thursday, March 16th, and in this video we're going to cover Monero, Ethereum, Dash, and Bitcoin. But I want to start out with this tweet that I saw. So on the left is a tweet that I made about a chart that I covered in a previous video. And then on the right, as I was scrolling through my Twitter feed, I saw my exact same chart, and I thought, wait a minute, this isn't a retweet. But if you follow the link on that in that tweet, it actually takes you to a accredited web page with my information on it. So I was actually kind of flattered that they would use my info, even if they didn't retweet it or credit me in the tweet. When I followed through on it, I was actually kind of flattered. So that was just an interesting thing that I saw on my Twitter feed this week, which I thought I'd share with you guys. So let's take a look at what's going on in the market. First of all, I want to start with just what's going on with the altcoins. I'm not going to. I'll touch on Bitcoin later, but Dash, ran up to $100, came back down to 88. Zcash, I don't know if anyone cares. I don't. Ethereum up to $45. It's right near another all-time high. We're going to cover that in a minute. What I think might possibly happen with Ethereum and Monero. Monero's 23. It's right near an all-time high. So really, really interesting stuff. So let's get on to the charts. This is a Monero chart, Monero in US dollars. And it's just a simple fib chart to kind of take a look at what's been going on with it. You can see it, and Monero is the one for me that kind of got away. Of all the altcoins, Monero is the only one that I hold, and it's the only one I somewhat track or care about. And the fact that it was all the way down at $9, under $10 not too long ago, I really kind of wonder how I didn't seize more of that. But, that just is how it goes. You got to set those alarms and set those alerts so that you get woken up when, certain price targets are hit. But as it goes through the fib chart, it does obey the fib chart pretty well. It has a lot of resistance, big breakout to the next level, goes back and tests the resistance again. Then once it's done at that resistance, it really goes and it breaks out hard, comes back down and tests the resistance, then repeats for another launch, comes back down. So Monero's pretty interesting. Who knows if it's going to try to pass Ethereum? Those would be the two that I would watch. Altcoins are completely unpredictable. I kind of bash them, but this is, who knows what's coming down the pipe. Monero is one coin that I kind of like. I'm holding my current investment, and if you were trading it, if somebody were to ask me for trading advice on it, I'd say be very careful. But also, if it breaks down below $21, you may want to have a stop right below that, because it could come back down. And if you wanted to buy, maybe just a little bit over this all-time high to see if it goes up to the next fib level. So that's Monero in a nutshell. I think that it could go to 50, it could go to 75, it could go back to 10. The altcoins are just that unpredictable. Ethereum, I drew this chart a little different than how I normally draw them. I actually drew the fib chart with the 1.0 level at $30. And the reason I did that is, it's always in hindsight, right? You're kind of looking at like where the high was. So if I drew the high there at 1 for $30.60, it really just destroys these other fib levels. And you can see how reliable the fib level is, because now Ethereum stalled out again right at the 2.0 level. So, what you would expect is that if it gets up to maybe 46, it may have a decent shot at 49 or 51 or even 54. And it's got a pretty big room in this fib level to move around. So anything between 45 and 39, I would probably put a stop in around 38. If you're a holder of Ethereum and you want to let it ride, or you cash some out and you have a little portion you want to let keep going, stop around 38. If you don't have a position and you just got to have some, maybe put a buy at 46 with a nice tight stop around 44. See if it'll punch up to 49.51 or something like that. So then we'll take a look at Dash here. Dash broke $100. It never got quite to the 1.2 fib level. And now it's bouncing around in between 1 and .786. I don't think that the story behind Dash has changed much. Looking back with the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance or whatever it's called, that was actually a pretty strong buy just on the news. Because once it would move, it would probably move strongly. So it's just a missed opportunity. I didn't kind of clue into that until after I saw the price move. But Dash, I'm not bought into the story of it. That's my own personal opinion on it, and I still think this is the one that's ripe to come down. But I've been wrong since about $50. So you just kind of keep looking, keep learning. Keep your head up and just be open to the ideas and what the charts say. So finally, I want to talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of it's the one that I really have a faith in. It's this and Monero are my two coins that I like. And here's a chart that I've used before. Now I drew this chart 2 months ago. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because if you trace it back, it's really followed these Ganfan lines very beautifully. It's really obeyed them, moved between them. Anytime it's crossed a Ganfan line, it's moved pretty decisively. Cutting out the ETF stuff. Having stops or buys above and below these lines, in hindsight, I didn't do it, would have been really smart. Having a stop right here would have been really smart. Having a buy just sitting ready to go down here would have been really smart. Would have in the past tense because I didn't do it. And again, what we're looking at right now, this is a chart that actually has some opportunity. A lot of the other charts I showed were in between trends, so it could go either way. This one's actually really close on a trend line. If it breaks much lower, I'd expect 1120, 1100 test, or it's going to come right back up to 1220, 1240. So you could place your buys or your sells accordingly, or if you're just looking to accumulate Bitcoins on a long-term basis, which is how I play it, put a buy order in, way down here at 1120 or 1100 even, and just wait for it to come to you. Just wait for it to come to you. That's the idea that I'm playing with currently is accumulating more Bitcoin and just having a buy price on the market, well below where we're at. And if we have another one of these spikes or moves, then I can capture my coins and I expect it to come back to trend. So that's it for today. You guys have any questions, concerns, comments, subscribe. I'd love to have a dialogue going with you guys so it's not just me talking. I'd really appreciate it. So have a great day. Stay safe out there. Invest good.